Reading Unit 1 Assessment. Please make sure that you put your name and date on these lines. Pause if you need to, then press start again. We're going to start our Unit 1 assessment on the other side of this page. So press stop and turn your page over. Then press start again. All right, we're going to start on this side now. Step 1, read The Amazing Monarch Butterfly. So you're going to set this sheet down and you are going to pick up this sheet. Follow along as I read out loud. The Amazing Monarch Butterfly. Beautiful orange and black monarch butterflies travel more than 2,000 miles, 3,219 kilometers each year. They do this because they can't survive the cold winter, and the nectar they eat becomes scarce. So they fly south, all the way from Canada and the northern United States to southern California or Mexico, where the weather is warm. Monarchs get ready to migrate as soon as the weather gets cooler, usually in October. They reach their winter home in Mexico in a few months. While in Mexico, monarchs clustered together in trees. Each butterfly uses its wings to cover the butterfly underneath it. This helps them stay warm. It also keeps them from blowing away. During their trip back to the north, female monarchs lay eggs on the milkweed plants that grow along the way. These eggs hatch into tiny caterpillars that eat the leaves of the milkweed plants. A caterpillar will eat practically non-stop for weeks. Then it attaches itself to a leaf, sheds its skin, and forms a hard shell. About 2 weeks later, a full-grown monarch comes out of the shell. The butterfly then flies north. Scientists still do not completely understand monarch butterflies' migration. Monarchs live only a few months, so each butterfly migrates only once. This means that each year a new group of monarchs travels to Mexico. Yet the monarchs land in the exact same trees each year. How can the butterflies possibly know which trees to land in if they were never there before? Scientists also do not know how such small butterflies can find their way over such a long distance. They think the butterflies might use the sun like a compass. Scientists will keep studying monarchs until they solve the mysteries of their migration. I'm done reading, but you can listen to this again if you need to. And as you're answering the questions on the next page, stop and listen to me reread as much as you need to help you answer the questions. All right, now answer these questions about the story. Question 3, what is the main idea? Press pause while you write the answer to this question. Question 4, which detail best supports the main idea of the story? Circle your choice. A, beautiful orange and black butterflies travel more than 2,000 miles, 3,219 kilometers each year. B, this means that each year a new group of monarchs travels to Mexico. C, the butterfly then flies north. D, then it attaches itself to a leaf, sheds its skin, and forms a hard shell. Stop! You're done with your assessment for today. You will finish tomorrow. Welcome back. Today we will finish reading Unit 1 assessment. Start by reading The Ant and the Dove. So set this paper down and pick up the next page. Here's the story, The Ant and the Dove. Please follow along while I read out loud. Once upon a time, an ant was extremely thirsty. While he usually drank droplets of water from leaves or puddles, it hadn't rained in the forest in a very long time. The ant knew that he would have to travel to the river for a drink, but he was afraid to go so far alone. But the ant did not want to die of thirst, so he made his way to the river. When the ant reached the river bank, he climbed down and drank the water. Before he knew it, he had slipped and fallen in. The fast current quickly carried him away. I am going to drown for sure, he thought. A dove was sitting on a tree branch that was hanging over the water. She saw the ant and knew he was in terrible trouble. If I don't do something, that poor little ant is going to drown, she said to herself. She quickly plucked a leaf from the tree and let it fall near the ant. Grab onto the leaf, she shouted. The ant grabbed it and pulled himself up onto it. Exhausted, he could barely move. He stretched out on the leaf and fell into a deep sleep. When he woke, the leaf had floated to the safety of the riverbank. He climbed off the leaf and crawled up the riverbank. I am safe at last, he yelled. Then he saw a bird catcher holding a large net. She was sneaking up on the dove. My friend is in big trouble, said the ant. The ant wanted to yell, but even if he screamed as loud as he could, the dove might not hear his tiny voice. Then he had an idea. He crawled along the ground until he reached the bird catcher. He bit down hard on her foot. Ouch, she shouted. I've been stung. The dove heard her cries and flew away quickly. The ant had saved the day. I'm done reading the story, but you can listen to it as many times as you need to help you go back and answer the questions. All right, now I'm back. I'm going to answer these questions about the story. Remember, you can go back and listen again if you need to. Question 1. What is the lesson that characters learn? You may pause while you write your answer. 2. What sentence best supports your answer to the above question? Circle your choice. A. My friend is in big trouble, said the ant. B. She saw the ant and knew he was in terrible trouble. C. The dove heard her cries and flew away quickly. D. I am safe at last, he yelled. You're now done with your assessment.